Hello, everyone. It feels good to be back here again after a long time. I think the last time I was here live was around February this year, but I'm glad to be here today. So, if you are just joining us for the very first time, this is the Irene YouTube page, and Irene stands for Initiative of Women in Development and Humanitarian Sector. And so today we are going to be talking about how to build a successful career in the development and humanitarian sector, which is really going to be an interesting time. I will just be sharing some few tips. But if you are just joining us, kindly subscribe to this YouTube channel because you'll be getting tips and ideas and recommendations on how to grow and build a successful career in the NGO sector. And so please click and subscribe. And if you are not a member of the iWin Facebook group, kindly go to Facebook and type Initiative of Women in New Development, New Initiative of Women in Development, IWIN for short, and be a member of that Facebook group. Yeah, so that is it. But please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. So I think the first thing I will say is that if you are just joining a new organization in the NGO sector, the first thing that is important for you to do is to get the documents for the particular program. It's important for you to read the proposal, to read the past reports, and any document that has been prepared for that particular program. This will really be helpful for you and keep you up to speed. And then, secondly, you need to have a very good understanding of your position description. Have a one-on-one discussion with the HR. Additionally, have a one-on-one discussion with your supervisor. That way, you have a clear understanding of what is expected of you, what are your roles, what are your responsibilities, and what's the ceiling, what are some of the decisions you can make, some of the decisions you cannot make. That is really very, very helpful. I remember when I joined the second organization, that was something that really helped me. I was able to have a one-on-one discussion with my supervisor. She was so helpful. I think I should mention her name, Tasala Chibok. She was really helpful. She gave me a document. It was a project on the IDPs. And that was just new. That was a new thing then. It's not like now that everybody knows about IDPs. Then it was just kind of new. So she gave me a book that gives me an understanding of who are IDPs, what are the policies around it, and all that. So I gave me the book, we had that one on one discussion. I understood what my roles were, and that was really very helpful for me. So, discussing with her was able to help me understand what she, as a supervisor, was expecting from my own end and what the organization is also expecting that I deliver on. So clarifying those expectations was really very helpful for me. And I was always asking questions. So anything I don't understand, anything I don't know how to do, I make sure that I ask a lot of questions. So it's really very important that you ask questions, because asking questions gives you an opportunity to understand better and also to do better. Make sure that you don't just focus on just implementing. It's important for you to learn and keep learning. Learning is really, really very important in this NGO sector. Understand what is the thematic focus of your program. Learn more about it. Don't limit yourself to the proposal documents. Learn other articles, other write-ups around the thematic area. It might be adolescent reproductive health. It might be around IDPs. It might be gender-based violence. Whatsoever it is, You need to have a very good understanding, even if it's on emergency and humanitarian response. There are a lot of articles that have been written around that. So it's important for you to kind of engage, read, and understand. So, understanding new things will help you to add more value to your program. It will give you opportunity to be more creative. You'll be able to bring in new things, new learning, new thinking to the program implementation. Even in the course of implementing your program, make sure that you are learning. Don't just stick to what is written on the document. As you are implementing what is written on the document, be observant, be open to learning from the community, from the program participants. Understand what they are doing, understand what is working and what is not working, and using that information to make informed decisions to improve the quality of the implementation of the program. That is really going to be very helpful. Something that I'll also add to this discussion is around having good work ethics. This is really, really important. I cannot be overemphasized. It's important for you to have a very good work ethics. Don't wait until you are asked to do something. You already have your work plan, you have your weekly plan, you have your monthly plan, you have your quarterly plan. So just go ahead, implement what is in your work plan. Anywhere that is difficult, meet your supervisor, ask a lot of questions so that you are able to do what is right. Come to office early, respect timelines of reporting or any deliverable that has been given to you. That is really very important. Be a committed team member. Be somebody that the team can rely on. Don't indicate that you are going to implement, and don't work in a way that your team cannot depend and rely on you. You already know what is expected of you. Try as much as you can to just go ahead, be proactive, be the one bringing suggestions and reminding team members of what that is needed to be done. That is really very important. Something that is really very important is also obeying and respecting the organizational policies. Look, I think during your onboarding, that is one of the things that you need to pay attention to. I remember one of the organizations that I started working, the HR was one of the best HRs I've ever worked with. That is Tayo. She's one of the best HR I've ever met. She told me that, look, the organizational policy is your organizational Bible or Quran or whatsoever book of faith you believe in. For that organization, no matter, she said, no matter how she likes you, no matter how good you are, once you go against the organizational policy, there is nothing that can be done. The law has to take its course. So it's important for us to know what the policies are. If during our induction we're not given, please let's request for it. Let's find out what they are and let's abide with it. Make sure you avoid anything that has to do with fraud, sexual molestation, sexual harassment. Make sure you avoid it. Like avoid, run away. You know when Yoruba say asala. But outside people will say kagudu, you have to run away from anything that is fraud, sexual harassment, because you will not be able to succeed in this sector if you commit any fraud or any sexual harassment and you are found. Like, no organization wants to work with you. That means that you have crippled your career in this particular sector. Be a good team player, be somebody that supports the team, even outside your position description. Be a supportive team member, be a listener, be somebody that is accessible to the team. Be a solution bringer, don't just bring problems within the team. Yeah, these are the things happening, but what are you suggesting as a solution? So try as much as you can to be a solution provider to the team. Try to volunteer whenever, once in a while. Learn to say no when you are busy, but when you have the opportunity, do as much as you can to volunteer within the week. Be somebody that is very creative. Look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture and always provide solutions and support the team. And one thing I'll also mention is make sure you respect work-life balance. Sometimes we take too much of time working and we forget about our well-being. For you to succeed in your work, you have to actually make sure that you take good care of yourself. You need to sleep when you need to sleep. You need to rest when you need to rest. But at the same time, we have this slogan that we used to say, we work hard and we play hard. So you need to learn the balance, especially for women. You need to learn the balance of when you need to work and when you need to have time for your family. We're going to have another time that we're going to talk about work-life balance, especially for women. We have a lot of barriers that stand against us achieving our potentials in our organizations. But how can we identify these barriers and surmount these barriers and get to that level that we need to get? Because there's so much potential in women, and we need to pay key attention to it and provide that support and ways at which we can excel and succeed despite the fact that we are still giving birth, we are taking care of the home front and all that. We have seen a lot of women that have succeeded even though they are in this sector, and we are committed in this platform to support us and see how we can succeed. So I don't want to take too much of our time. I think I will stop here, and then make sure you also share some of your comments, some of your views, some of your tips on how we can succeed in the humanitarian and development sector. This is just a tip of the iceberg. I cannot mention everything. I'm just using this little time to just mention a few. You can do more research. You can drop some points for other people to also learn from. Yes, and so this is it for today. I want to say a very big thank you for all of you that have stood by us, that you always come to watch, you come to listen, and you contribute your voice. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye bye. Make sure you subscribe and make sure you also join the Irene Facebook group. Thank you and do take care.